Well, sorry, baby, I just scared the boy. Welcome, everybody, to this week's episode of Scotch and Smoke Rings. This is, of course, my co-host, Gavin, who is here with me. And I startled him when I just said, welcome to Scotch. I do that every time. I look at the camera and I say, welcome one and everyone, but then I don't realize that he's here with me and that by speaking loud, I might scare him. So I'm going to go ahead and turn him around and show him to you. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy, are you scared? No, you're not scared. You're not scared. You're a happy guy. Alright, buddy. Say hi to all the people. Wave at the camera and go, hi. Hi. But I don't think he can understand the concept of a camera yet. But here he is, and he's here to help Papa with the show. So, little buddy. Yeah, you're having a good time, aren't you? Alright, Gavin, tell me. I heard that today you had an extraordinarily warm and wet bottle. How did that feel? Did you like every aspect of that? Was it tasty? Was it tasty in your little bellies? Tasty bottle in the bellies. H-Star asks, how old is he now? He is 5 months old. Almost 6 months old, but he is... Oh, and there he goes. Alright, hold on a second. Yes, you are a stinker, and you vomit all the time, don't you? Oh. Right, well, that's just part of being a daddy. You gotta deal with the vomit. And that's totally fine, because it's worth it. Isn't it worth it, buddy? Hey, Gavin. Hey, little Gav. Hey, Gavy, buddy. Oh. Oh. Hey. What you looking at? What you looking at? So one of the problems with this guy is that he's discovering his hands. And he grabs the beard. Ah. Yeah. You don't want to grab the beard. Back here. Whoa. Good boy. He also likes to stand on his feet, which is a very good sign. A little boy that likes to stand on his feet is always a fantastic thing. That's right, I forgot to tweet it out. There you go. There, I tweeted it out. Alright, buddy. Wave to all the people. No, that's the wrong way. That's the wrong way. It's that way. You gotta look that... No. You're looking at the wrong way. Camouflage Gaming says Oxhorn. Yes. It is Oxhorn. It's a pleasure to see you, Camouflage Gaming. Miller Ninja says tug tug on the zug zug. That is what he tends to do. He tends to tug tug on the zug zug, and it's painful. What? Buddy, please don't barf again. He's already barfed on camera once, and that's just a sign that he's going to be comfortable on camera when he becomes an adult. Camouflage Gaming says, holy flack, it's Oxhorn. Yes, I am indeed Oxhorn. This is Scotch and Smoke Rings. Every week at this time, same Ox channel, same Ox time, we do Scotch and Smoke Rings, and I talk about Scotch, and I talk about Smoke Rings, and I talk about video games, and sometimes I get a little co-host like this guy. And sometimes he gets scared when Daddy talks too loud. Sorry about that, buddy. Alright. Alright, guy. Are you having fun? Oh, you're heavy. Oh, he's a heavy guy. Oh, he's heavy. He's gained a lot of weight. You're gonna be a stout young man, aren't you? Aren't you? What? That's my beard. He's fascinated by the beard. What? Are you coughing at Dad? Are you coughing at Dad? Well, I've got a great show for you planned tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to go over news. Apparently we have a new president, and the new president is the old president. So I'm sure people are happy about that, and sad about that. So I'm not going to talk about it. Yeah. And I've got news about my novel. Fascinating news about my novel that I think you'll all be very interested in. Nova Domina, the mother of this fine little chap, is in the chat right now. Say hi, Nova Domina, to everybody. Failing one says, Umaga Fatawa BBQ, I love you. Well, LOL Umaga Wataga Dairy Queen BBQ to you as well. Pleasure to have you here as always. Camouflage Gaming says, Oxhorn, do you still do videos? And the answer to that is yes. In fact, I am going to be releasing one of my new videos either this weekend or on Monday. That's right, that's the official timeline. Either Saturday or Monday, I will be releasing a brand new video. And it's about 2 minutes long, this video, and I think you guys are really going to enjoy it. This guy's seen it, and he came to me and he said, Dad Oxhorn, I felt the pacing was a little slow, and I don't think the music registered with me on an emotional level. You know, the typical film critic on the internet who lives in his mom's basement. He doesn't live in the basement. No, he lives with the big boys in the top of the house. Oh, he's a heavy guy. What are you? He's just looking right at the screen and looking around. What is it that you're looking at, buddy? What are you looking at, huh? Whoa! Whoa! Alright, he likes to stand, so I'm gonna put him on my belly. Oh, there we go. Standing on Dad's belly. You like that, don't you? Yeah. You like standing on Dad's belly. Whoa! Big boy with the macho legs. Big boy with the macho... Ow! You just hit Pop in the face. Right in the lower lip. Yeah. Yeah. Alright. I need to get some cigars and scotch out. And I can't do that around this guy. So I am going to take him to his mama. Mama, it's time to pick up your lovely boy. Oh, she's in the chat right now. Alright, honey. I'm going to take him to you. Wow, he is just fascinated with the ceiling right now. That's called the ceiling. It's at the top of the house. Oh, that's amazing, huh? That's an amazing ceiling. Wait, don't cough, buddy. It's okay. It's okay. Alright, here we go. Time to go to your mom. Right. We have scotch and cigars and all sorts of fantastic things to get through today. Now, lots of great news, lots of cool things to show off, and I am going to get to it all. I've got a new movie. It's coming out in just a few days. I hope you guys are excited. Camouflage Gaming says, do you play WoW still? Yes, and I'm a panda. I kid, I don't play pandas, although I do play WoW. I log in every now and then. In fact, I had to log in to record the footage that I recently shot for my new movie. So I do still play the game. Man, the baby, he mussed up. He mussed up the magnificence here. I gotta get it straight. Here we go. Looking at myself in the camera. It's like a mirror. Is the beard perfect? Do I not have a stray hair? Ah. Alright. I feel like Hercule Poirot. Scotch! Or actually, in this case, it's called Irish whiskey. It's, whiskey made in Ireland. Therefore, I suppose it's called Irish. Because after all, Scotch is simply whiskey made in Scotland. So, it follows logically that this is called Irish. We're about to drink some Irish. Let's get some Irish in our gullets. By the way, for my fine friends on Twitch TV, I do stream live from scotchandsmokerings.com. The majority of people watching the show right now are watching from scotchandsmokerings.com, so feel free to hop on over there and join in the discussion. But if you want to stay there on Twitch TV and chat with me, I'm more than happy to continue to chat. Goldbreath says, is that really the reason it's called Scotch? Yeah, that really is the reason. It's called Scotch because it's made in Scotland, but it's just whiskey. Now, granted, they do have different preparatory methods. For example, Scotch is actually made in old Kentucky whiskey barrels. Good Scotch. So Kentucky whiskey makers will make whiskey, and it's called bourbon. You can't call it bourbon unless it's whiskey made in Kentucky. Then they sell their barrels, their aged barrels, which they use to make the bourbon, to Scotland. And then the Scottish people make their whiskey, which is called Scotch. It goes from Scotland. Cheers, ladies and gents, to bourbon, Scotch, and whiskey of all flavors. And in this particular case, some Irish. Not bad. Count on Drum says, what platform is more supportive for you, Twitch or your website? Kurt Zero Drums. I'm sorry, I get confused. The answer is my website. I do prefer if people go to my website, just because we have so many fantastic people there, and it's good to know that you're all on the same place with so many wonderful people watching this show live right now. Borak says, so how is Scotch different from bourbon then? I just explained it to you. Scotch is different from bourbon because it's made in Scotland. And by being made in Scotland, it does, of course, take on the quantities of that locale, right? There's the Speyside, the Islay, it's got the salt, spray, and the moss, the kilts. It tastes like kilts. Alright, today I am smoking one of these bad boys. This is called a Te Amo, which I believe means in the Spanish language, I love you. Te amo. I love you. But don't ask me because I'm not a linguist. I'm getting a phone call. Everyone in my family knows that I do this show right now. And yet I'm getting a phone call from my mother. And I feel bad because I can't answer it. It's not like I can have a phone conversation with my mom here live on TV. And yet, it's my mom. I can't not answer the phone of my mom. Oh, I'm in a moral dilemma right now. Hunter V96 says, first time here. Hey, how do you feel about the dwarves? I mean, you might have answered that before, but they have beards. Great question, and you are actually an intuitive fellow. I've got nothing against the dwarves, except for the fact, of course, that they chose to go with the Alliance. Not exactly my personal favorite decision that they have made, but as you see at the end of the Anti-Elf Anthem, the heroes, the Horde Shop Quartet, they had a good time with the dwarves. The dwarves didn't exactly hate the Horde. So in my personal opinion, dwarves are pretty cool. Shyster112 says, I've barely made it. I am exhausted. Well, I'm so glad that you're here, Shyster. Love to see repeat visitors. Okay. Riceaples says, hello, what is this? My friend, we are at ScotchandSmokerings.com. This is a live streaming show about Scotch, about smoke rings and cigars, and of course about World of Warcraft, which is why we are here at Twitch TV. Today we're smoking a Te Amo, which is made in the Dominican Republic. And this, I just want to point out the shape and size. This, I purchased it this size. I didn't cut it beforehand. This isn't one cigar that I simply snipped in half, my friends. The reason for that is there's a specific logic behind this short of a cigar, and it goes like this. Many people who smoke cigars, they tend to light it up, and the first inch or so is, meh, it's okay, it's warming up, you know, you haven't really enjoyed the full flavor of it. Then you get a couple inches into it, and that's where the real blast of flavor happens. That's where it starts to taste, it takes on the nuance of the soil that the leaves were grown in, and it starts to take on the taste and the scent of the air within which it was created, and then the aging factor of the wood that it was aged in. All these things come together to form a delicious flavor, and you really get that. It really punches you in the face about halfway through. And then with about an inch or an inch and a half to go, it starts to get a little bitter, especially if you've been smoking it too fast. And many people will just set it aside at that time. So this cigar was built with the philosophy that it's good every inch. You don't have to wait for it to warm up. As soon as you light it on fire, it's tasty. And you can smoke it as far as you want to the very end here, because it's going to continue to be tasty. They basically, according to their marketing, of course, they cut out all the portions of it that didn't taste good and just left you with the great stuff. I don't know. I've never really found that to be true. I still like them, so hold on a moment. Bingo. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I've never found that to be true, but I do enjoy them. So we're going to cut one up and smoke it today. Let's see. Someone was asking. Nope, that person is banned because he was nasty. So here we go. Bingo. Oh, please tell me I do have my matches. Please tell me I have matches. Ah, it's just not fair. No. No. Oh. This is not right. Oh, please. Oh, please. It's okay. Not going to get upset. Not going to get agitated. Here, hold on. Ah! Wow, PvP says, you mad, bro? Yes. I am mad. I am Look at this. And when I thought I was at death's door, I found some matches. Are you a redhead? Asks Samurai Apocalypse. No. I am, as you can see, a brunette. But I did marry a redhead. She's gorgeous. Wow, PvP, I am no longer mad, bro. Alright, we're toasting the end, just singeing it ever so slightly, blackening the end just a bit, because we want a nice, smooth, and even burn. Alright.
Around the world, 24 hours a day. This is Radio Dismute. RadioDismute.com. HappyMusicRadio.com.
Bingo, ladies and gentlemen, we have a winner. We have a winner today, and to wash down the very first few puffs of smoke, bottoms up for some Scotch, or in this case, Irish. Ah, very fine. Well, I am so glad that you guys are here today. I had a fantastic week. I hope you guys are having a fantastic week as well. For all of the newcomers here, ladies and gentlemen, pleasure to have you here. We normally stream live from scotchandsmokerings.com, but feel free to join us on Twitch TV if you would like. Samurai Apocalypse asks, what kind of Scotch, bro? Crown Royal? I am not drinking Crown Royal today. Today I decided to try something different, and I got myself some Concannon Irish whiskey. Even though I am Irish, I can't speak Irish, so I know I'm pronouncing Concannon incorrectly. It's probably like Concanon or something like that, but I'm doing it wrong. Anyway, it's very fine Irish. Normally we drink all sorts of Scotch. This was last week's. It was called Lismore Single Malt Scotch Whiskey, but as you can see, it can't do much for us tonight, as it is empty. Musafa Prime Waves, pleasure to have you back, Musafa Prime. It's been a while. Good to see you. Samurai Apocalypse asks, do you know whiskey from Lafroig? Indeed, my friend. Lafroig is one of my favorite scotches. That with Glenlivet. Those are both fantastic scotches. And, what was it? Glenmorangie. Great scotches. Alright, this is Scotch and Smoke Rings. I can't promise the Scotch, but not deliver on the Smoke Rings. Here we go. Greg Hartung says, I was unable to attend last week due to a highly significant event. My 21st birthday. Can I get a belated shout out? Absolutely, Greg Hartung. I'm so glad that you made it today. We missed you last week, and happy 21st. You are going to have to let us know exactly how you spent your 21st birthday, and exactly what sort of alcoholic beverage you decided to celebrate with, if any at all. Jonathan says, Oxhorn, can I get a shout out from my mom? She is watching with me for the first time. Hello, Jonathan's mom. Pleasure to have you here. You are probably wondering why we are sitting here with cigars and scotch when this should be a stream about video games. Well, I do enjoy video games, and I play video games often, but this is also a classy program where we partake in the gentlemanly and classy pursuits. Therefore, we take these things within moderation and enjoy them infrequently. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by the comments. I've got a lot to go through today. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a great show. Lots to get through. So, for those who don't know, I will get to the fan art in a minute. I think I have one piece of fan art, which I will show you. But for those who don't know, I have been in the process of writing a novel. Not really writing a novel, but publishing a novel. Many of you know me from my machinima movies and my music, my World of Warcraft machinima and music, and that's probably why you're here today. But I also write, I've got a classy blog, I write professionally for other blogs, and I decided to publish a novel that I had been working on for a very long time. It's a fantasy novel about the sea. I've made it so that it's suitable for young adults, but also suitable for people who are just fans of fantasy fiction in general. And I'm going to be publishing it either this weekend or Monday, so stay tuned. But I figured I would show it to you. This is it. This is my book. It's called The Tale of Cloran Hastings. Many of you have been asking me questions about what the cover art looked like, whether it was going to be hardcover, softcover, or an ebook. And I can tell you that it's going to be all three. The hardcover is going on sale, the softcover or paperback is also going on sale, and it will be an ebook available on the Kindle, on the Nook, on the Sony e-reader, and a variety of other e-readers. So I am going to put this close to the camera so that you can see the cover, because I know many people have been asking about it. And it's really glossy, so you're going to see my screen pretty much. But that right there is Cloran Hastings, the hero of the novel, and he is standing at the wheel of a ship, and there is the hand of the sea coming to get him. Ooh, full of adventure, action, and terror. The Tale of Cloran Hastings by Oxhorn. It's going to be a fun book. It's a pretty stout novel. As you can see, the print is normal sized, and it goes for quite a ways. It's a pretty thick book. I think you guys are really going to enjoy it. And I tried to price it in a fair manner. The ebook is going to be $9.99, so $10 to get it onto your Kindle or your iPad. The paperback is $19.99. It'll be $20 to purchase a paperback directly from Amazon.com. And the hardcover, which was the most complicated to get done, is going to be $29.99. I know, $30, but it is a beautiful piece of art. Let me just look at that thing. You could hold down many pieces of paper with this giant paperweight. So, that's the skinny on that. I will be releasing more details this weekend and on Monday as they become available. I'm creating a website all about the novel where you'll be able to go to communicate with other fine fans like yourself who are reading the book. I've got a trailer, a machinima trailer, which I will be releasing with a whole bunch of other stuff. So stay tuned. It's going to be fantastic. I hope you guys enjoy it. Questions from Grumac asks, how many pages is it? The hardcover, which I believe has the same page number as the paperback, 359 pages. 359. Look, many people go out there and they hire these quote-unquote ghostwriters to write novels for them, but not me. No, ladies and gentlemen, I wrote every character in that novel by myself. These 6 fingers, because I don't use these to type, these 6 fingers wrote every phrase and syllable, every rhyme and stanza. They came from this mind, they passed through these elbows, and came out these fingers like lightning. Into the book. So there you go. That's like almost a 400-page novel, just right out of my head. And I'm going to give it to you for $10. Yeah. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoy it. It's going to be fantastic. Any other questions before we move on to the show? Laurenicus It is not Comic Sans, my friend. Look, that is Adobe Garamond. Adobe Garamond, that is a fantastic font size. I think it's a font size of 14. So yeah. No Comic Sans and no parchment. How many times, alright, and this is just going to be me being a little bit geeky, but how many times have you driven down the street and you have seen a billboard for like some sort of new age, a new age Buddhist guy who's like teaching yoga, or a new Asian restaurant that moved in, and the font they use is papyrus. They always, was it papyrus? Yeah, it's papyrus. They always use papyrus. Whenever it's like an Asian theme or it's like a handwritten theme, they always use papyrus. So my prediction, papyrus is the new Comic Sans. I realize Comic Sans it's faux pas nowadays. It's so faux pas to make anything with Comic Sans nowadays that the real edgy will make something out of Comic Sans just because it's so bad. But I don't believe that parchment has gotten to that point yet. So anyone building a website, do not use the parchment font. Alright, that was me being a geek. There we go. Samurai Apocalypse says, I have a question. Do you write while being a bit tipsy, man? Okay, that's a complicated question. I don't get tipsy. Well, okay, I can't say that. I don't get drunk. I enjoy about this much scotch almost every evening. I think that is within a legitimate way. And yes, I do write while under the influence of about an inch of scotch. Enjoyed over the period of many hours. But that doesn't mean that every single word within this fine document is drunken drivel. Oh no. This novel is an epic piece of American fantasy class. This novel will be spoken about by teachers and professors in 200 years. As the day, when this is published this weekend, they're going to say that was the day that America changed for the better. Prediction. Just saying. Musafa Prime says, Oxhorn, I believe my beard has grown to a respectable size. Let's take a look at this. Whoa! Whoa! That is a respectable beard, I have to admit. Let's take a look at this sucker. This is Musafa's beard. Whoa! He says, massive damage. Alright, look, I gotta give you props. That is a fine beard. Now, there's also this fine thing. This is a piece of fan art that was sent in by Nethela Holyhammer. And as you can see, it is a Pandarin. Now, I don't exactly know how simply doing a Pandarin is fan art, but I'll tell you how I think it's fan art. Because I hate pandas so much that he is sending me an example of what I should be hunting. That's right, so when I play World of Warcraft, this is now what's in my mind whenever I go and kill creatures. So thank you for that, Nethela Holyhammer, very, very much. And I lost my chat windows. There we go, and you're all back. And FormMine22 says, ha ha ha, oh my god, first thing I thought when I clicked on the thing. I don't understand. Scott says, I will buy it. Well, I gotta say, I am in your debt. I'm really looking forward to this. Stay tuned next week for Scotch and Smoke Rings, because we are going to be going on all sorts of interesting things about the novel when it is released. And it will be released this weekend or Monday. Pandas, 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 pandas. Pandas, 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 says Loranicus. Cupidus Hitman says, Ox, what are we listening to tonight, and how is the cigar? What kind is it? Tonight we are listening to Radio Dismuke. For those who are new to the program, I do listen to the free online radio station called Radio Dismuke, which is a fantastic station that plays music from the 30s and 20s. I love it. And as for the cigar, I let it go out. Well, kind of. Hold on, let's see.
Is only one of the advantages which make these new Chevrolet trucks the greatest value Chevrolet ever built. You'll find startling advancements engineered throughout to increase payload hours.
There we go. Much better.
Long life performance with a minimum of maintenance expense. There are many new features too in
Mustafa Princess Oxhorn is going to attempt to be the Nessingwary.
Get a thorough demonstration of the
Are you like Nessingwary Expedition? Oh, that's right. You're killing pandas? No, if I did live within World of Warcraft, I would be among the Nessingwari expedition. Just because I can't imagine living in that world of Azeroth without killing an innocent creature on a daily basis. Every day I would have to go out and draw animal blood. That is the only way to be a true member of the Horde, I have to say. And yes, I do realize that I play Tauren, but not all Tauren are hippies. That's the reality. Facebook Ox says Grumac. Alright, let me check out the Facebook comments that you guys have going on here. So if you want to message me with your Facebook account, head on over to scotchandsmokerings.com. I've got a comment box there at the bottom of the screen, and you can comment using your Facebook account. Alright. Sam asks, I was wondering if you have ever had an Alec Bradley brand cigar. I've heard many good reviews of them, and I was wondering if you've had any personal experience with them. I've never had an Alec Bradley. I'm familiar with many types of cigars, and this is the first I've heard of an Alec Bradley. So I'm going to have to check it out just to broaden my horizons. Sam also asks, do you use this sinus technique to get a better taste of the cigar Ox, where you swallow the smoke and breathe it out your nose? Great question. Sam has been a long-time follower of this program, so he remembers way back in the day where I used to experiment with different smoke ring types and different ways of enjoying the smoke. So I'm going to show them off right now. What he's referring to is instead of blowing the smoke out with every puff, you push it up into your sinuses out your nose. One thing people may not know is that you don't actually inhale cigar smoke. No, you don't. You take it into your mouth, and enjoy the flavor of it. This way you don't get lung cancer. No lung cancer for the proper cigar smoker. However, there are some people who really want to get the flavor out of each puff of smoke, and so they will blow it up into their sinuses and out their nose. I am not a fan of this method. I have done it a few times, and I'm not terribly fond of it, but I will do it for you guys because I'm all about education here at scotchandsmokerings.com. So this is what it looks like when you blow smoke into your sinuses. Oh man, my nose stings. Oh. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend that. Oh, my eyes are watering. You can tell I don't do that often, and that I don't inhale often, because this is messing me up. Whew. Wash it down. My goodness. Alright. Well, thank you for that one, Sam. I'm so glad you commented. I kid. I'm very glad you commented. Milla Ninja says you looked like you were steaming. I probably was a little bit. How's that for smoke rings? We got a few good ones there. Twitter kind Oxhorn, thanks for reminding me. I forgot to get my Twitter profile up. So I have been distracted all week. My goodness. Fellows, let me tell you, when it comes to publishing your own book, it is one of the most hair-raising, complicated processes I have ever gone through. You've got 5 different publication channels for each version of the novel, each one of which has its own unique, quirky requirements, with their own percentage that they take from your royalties, so you have to mark it up specific for that channel. It's just a pain. So I really am looking forward to seeing the results of this process, so that I can decide whether or not I ever want to do this again. I would love to make a sequel. I really would. In fact, after you guys read the novel, you will want me to make a sequel. I won't tell you anymore, but it's going to be the kind that you'll really want a sequel, and that's fine. But I'm not going to do it unless it pays off, because it is a trying process. It really is. Forrest Ill says, Oxhorn, what are your plans for weeks from now? Careful, the wife is hoping you have remembered. Like I'm gonna... First of all, okay, this question bothers me on many levels. First of all, like I'm gonna forget my own wife's anniversary, my wedding anniversary. He's referring to my wedding anniversary, which is December 3rd, and I'm going to take the beautiful wife out to do something amazing. And second of all, like I'm gonna tell you my plans live on the air where I know she's watching. I don't want to spoil it for her, and I don't want to spoil it for all of you. Because I'm sure that she'll post on Facebook afterwards how amazing and awesome it was. But let's just say... Okay, well, I can't say that because then she'll figure it out. Let's just say it involves... What can I say that won't give it away? I guess I'm just not going to give you any tips. Hey, J-Man Mousy is in the chat. Good to see you, J-Man Mousy. Haven't seen you in a while. He asks, what about the ebook route and,
J-Man Mousy is in the chat. Good to see you, J-Man Mousy.
Is that what I sound like? Really?
He asks, what about the ebook route?
Man, I need to get my voice box removed. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, what about the ebook route? It's still complicated. Not quite as complicated as the print book route. Getting this formatted so that it looks good on print without purchasing a version of the book every time I make a change is really, really hard. I was so tempted to just sit there and purchase a new version of the book every time I made a change to it, just so that I could see it and make sure that I did it right. And I'm so glad I didn't, because that would have been a very expensive process. It costs me $25 just to print myself a version of this book, which is why I'm selling it for $30, because it's the only way I can make a profit. So the printed book version of this process is hair-raising and tedious. Now the ebook version is, in my personal opinion, equally frustrating. And the reason for that is because the vast majority of ebook publishers, they require you to convert the book into a format called the EPUB book format. Now you can't make the EPUB book format without doing some tweaks to the format of the book. Basically, if you just upload a simple Word document, it's going to mess the entire thing up, and it will look really horrible on your e-reader. That said, there are a few services that I discovered that really help you with the process. I created my EPUB file using a free service called Pressbook. So for any budding authors out there who are hoping to publish ebooks, Pressbook is a fantastic tool to create EPUB files, which you can then send to your ebook publisher to publish the ebook version of the novel. So, in answer to your question, it's tricky no matter how you're going to go about it. Ebooks don't make it easier. Vishu says, by the way, where is it being sold at Amazon? It's not live yet. Well, okay, I'll take that back. For the really tricky among you who are clever at the whole internet thing, you could probably find a version of my novel for sale somewhere on the internet, if you're really, really clever. That said, it won't be publicly available until next week. Maybe the weekend, but next week. When it is, I will do all sorts of campaigning. I'm going to be sending an email. I'm going to be using my social networks to share it. I'm going to be publishing on my blog. I'll be talking about it on the show. And I'm even going to be using remarketing. So those of you who have visited this website, you will suddenly see ads promoting my book as you navigate the rest of the internet. Yeah, I know. That's what I get for being such a marketing expert and guru. What can I say? I'm also the most humble man in the world. Anyway, it'll be available later, so I'm not officially releasing it yet. However, if you're really tricky, you can find it. DragonFan36 says Musafa Prime sent me. It's a pleasure to have you here, my good friend. Your friend Musafa Prime has an awesome beard. He should go to growabeardnow.com. I think we all should go to growabeardnow.com. I'll just say. Vicious says, what is it named and what's the story background, because I just got here. To fill you in very quickly, because I already went through it at the beginning of the show, but I do want to let you all know in case you have questions. It's called The Tale of Cloran Hastings. It's a fantasy novel about the sea. It has nothing to do with World of Warcraft, but it has everything to do with my own characters that I invented. It's 359 pages long. It's 85,000 words long, and it is an epic sea fantasy fiction novel about the sea. Keen Order asks, how are you today? Fine, sir. I am feeling fine. I am doing very well. I can't tell you how happy I am. I've had a great week. Things are coming together. I've got this book finally done. I've got it published. It's going out this weekend. It's almost Christmas. I love Christmas. It's my favorite holiday. I'm planning on doing all sorts of great stuff. Would you guys like to see me in a very cheesy sweater? Not that I have any reason for asking, of course, but I am planning on doing something rather crazy and possibly epic that involves incredibly cheesy sweaters. So yeah, just putting that out there for now. Putting it out there. Christmas is my favorite time of the year. I've got a whole bunch of firewood in there. I'm going to build a huge fire. My beautiful wife, I don't believe she's ever had s'mores before. So maybe she has and I don't know about it. But we're going to roast s'mores. I'm going to roast chestnuts. I'm going to get some eggnog. She's not had much eggnog in her life. I'm going to treat her to some wonderful eggnog. J-Man Mousy says, does the sweater have cheese on it? You mean actual cheese? It's got to be cheesy. But should I make it even cheesier by being a Christmas sweater involving cheese? Maybe I should just paperclip cheese to the sweater. Maybe. Forrest Ill says, you're a very good husband. Scotch and smoke rings time. Thank you. And indeed, I can't turn down an opportunity to blow smoke rings and drink scotch. Cheers. Alright, where can I... Here. I'm going to blow them into this camera, because I think you can get a better shot of them that way. The wind! It's not me, it's the wind! In this closed chamber. There actually is something blowing them this way. I'm not sure what it is. Cinnamon eggnog. Says caramel chocolate. That does sound good. So does caramel chocolate, by the way. Nova Dominus says, how dare you break wind before me? Oh my. My own wife. Oh, that's right. That's an Austin Powers quote, isn't it? Uber Rafflemow on Twitter says, can you wish me an early birthday? It's on Tuesday, and I'll be 18. Well, congratulations, good sir. I hope you have a fantastic 18th birthday. And happy birthday to you all the way from ScotchandSmokerings.com in Seattle. Hope you have a good one. Greg Hartung says on Facebook, I attend a food and wine festival at Disney World and had sample sips of various beers. Pardon me. Then I need some getting used to on the beers, he says, and ice wine, which wasn't bad, and a strawberry daiquiri, which I favored most. Well, kudos to you, good sir. I'm glad you're broadening your horizons with some classy beverages. Now, I know that some of these things take some getting used to. I completely understand that. There's no shame in that. However, it is said that fruity drinks tend to be favored more by women. It's just the nature of the beast, no shame in that, but it also means that gentlemen tend to stay away from the fruity numbers. I will put an asterisk by that statement by saying that I am all for what's it called? I used to have them all the time in California. Long Island iced tea. I'm all for Long Island iced tea. It's one of my favorite mixed drinks, and that has the lemon flavor to it. So I'm not saying that fruity drinks are ungentlemanly. However, a true gentleman will complement his enjoyment of fruity drinks with unflavored, regular, hard liquor. Scotch, sometimes with ice if you're feeling particularly fancy, but with no other flavorings, not mixed with anything, just straight Scotch. Now beers, I gotta tell you, I'm not a big fan of beers either, except for incredibly dark beers. The darker the beer, the better the beer. I don't like that stuff you can see through, that usually involves commercials with a slice of lemon in the bottleneck, sitting on a beach looking at the sea. Not my kind of thing. However, if it's a local brew that's maybe seasonal and it's really thick, that's a fairly decent beer. Cheesecake 102 says needs a monocle and top hat. I'm sorry, my monocle and top hat are in the other room. Venosi says, I love that you used the word asterisk correctly. That's why I love this show. What's the incorrect way of saying asterisks? Asterisks? Melaninja says, can I get a shout out? I am going to start moving to a new apartment tomorrow. Not that far from me, but it's still a change. Yeah, moving is no fun. Have a good time. I hope you can get some friends to help you. If not, you are going to be sore tomorrow night. H-Star says meaty sounds better. Yes, meaty does sound better. You wouldn't really want a meaty beer, would you? Maybe beer poured on your meat. Venosi says, I mean using the correct definition of an asterisk. Ah, okay, that makes sense. Gotcha. Perfect. Yes, I am using punctuation as I speak, aren't I? No, I would totally pour beer on my meat. If it's a particularly good steak, and if it's a particularly good beer, the two are going to go together anyway. Might as well put them together right from the onset. Sips of beer with every bite. Oh, maybe even that. Take a good ribeye steak. Put it in a blender with a big seasonal beer. Turn it on, man, you've got yourself a meaty, beery slush. You do realize I'm being facetious. I would do it. I would do it. I would do it on camera, put it up on YouTube, and never do it again. But I would totally do it for the hits. Sam Gabba1 says, Oxhorn with a heart. Pleasure to have you here, Sam Gabba1. We're here every week, Thursdays at 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific Time for Scotch and Smoke Rings. Beer-soaked bacon, says Bald Ox. That does indeed sound pretty good. Beer-flavored bacon or bacon-flavored beer? Which is better? Mike Chessel says, on a scale of 1 to 10, what color are the walls in your kitchen? If we're going to be converting colors into numbers, I guess I'm going to have to use hex. And the numerical value of my walls is FFF. And that's not even a number. That's a letter. Ugh. Only web designers are going to understand that. No. FFF is not purple. 10 kudos to someone who knows what FFF is. Samurai Apocalypse does. Jama says white. H-Star says white. Congratulations, you got white correct. Yes, it is white. Oh look, I get to ban someone. Yay! That's what happens when you use expletives in my classy chat. Yay! Samurai Apocalypse is correct. It is hex for white. Of course, that comes from a web designer. He's definitely gonna know. I'm so happy you are streaming, says Sam GB1. Well, I'm so glad you are here as well. We stream every week from scotchandsmokerings.com, but of course you can chat with me on this Twitch TV chat as well. Samurai Apocalypse says you can use this as well, 255-255-255. Indeed, that would be the RGB, I do believe. 255 of each color, red, blue, and green equals white. Huzzah. Actually, I don't know the actual numerical value because it's more like an off-white, like an eggish white, and I don't know what the numerical value of that is. Shawarma says, okay, where's the other chat? It's on Twitch TV. But ladies and gentlemen, the ScotchandSmokerings.com chat is my official chat. I have more people in that chat than I do in the other chat. But just so that you can see, this is my screen. I've got this chat, I've got this chat, I've got my Twitch TV chat, and then over here in this corner, which is blocked by my face, I've got my Facebook chat. So, yeah, I'm multitasking. There is a breeze in this room. There is. There has to be. Alright, we're going to do this. They're coming out like halfway done. There we go. We got a few good ones there. Mustafa Prime asks, so Oxhorn, do you enjoy the music used in both Bioshock and Fallout? I never played Bioshock, sadly enough, although I am a fan of the artwork, which I have enjoyed online. As for Fallout, Fallout 3 is one of my all-time favorite games. I love the music used in that game. In fact, I love it so much that I sing, I don't want to set the world on fire as a lullaby to my baby boy. That's right. I don't want to set the world on fire. And then, of course, he smiles, he stops crying, and the world spins for another day. Caramel Chocolate says, chopping that meat. Yeah, that was an interesting song from the Fallout 3 soundtrack. I didn't quite get that. I guess it was post-apocalyptic, but... By the way, you're not supposed to hold cigars like that. I did it wrong. You're supposed to hold them like this. That is the correct way to hold a cigar. My bad. Samurai Apocalypse asks, can I ask you, Oxhorn, what is your profession in life? You seem like a very cool person, enjoying life, inspiring. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. My day job is that I'm the marketing manager for an internet startup technology company in Seattle. We create digital marketing for hotels. I work as the resident SEO expert, search engine marketing guru. Did I just call myself a guru? I should never call myself a guru. I also do the WordPress designing, and I run the WordPress blog. I'm the copywriter, that kind of stuff. I'm not a true web designer. I know enough to get by. Like, I can do some compositing in Photoshop, and I can make simple Illustrator illustrations, but that's about it. Hooray, I get to ban someone else. Bam! Oh, banned. Feels so good. Kurt asks, do you know any programming? No. I know HTML. I know a little bit of CSS and the smallest smidgen of PHP, but certainly not enough to get a job as a coder or anything like that. Venosi says, do you actually play World of Warcraft? I do. I play it frequently. In fact, my new movie is coming out this weekend or on Monday. I haven't decided yet. And you will see the new movie that I just created within World of Warcraft. The footage I shot all last week and the week before, and I had to log in to do that. So I do actually log in frequently.
To Radio Dismute. RadioDismute.com. HappyMusicRadio.com.
Melanegia says, Banhammer and Magic Helmet strikes once again. Indeed, and I do enjoy it ever so much. For those of you just joining the stream, it is so good to see you. We're streaming live from ScotchandSmokerings.com, all one word. The chat is there, though I do take a look at this Twitch TV chat. So I hope you guys are having a fantastic time. And since I am just going to pimp my own stuff, this is my novel. Goes on sale this weekend. The Tale of Cloran Hastings, a fantasy sea adventure full of marauding vessels and fairy women and islands that appear from the midst of the sea and ice creatures and sea. It's gonna be amazing. I hope you guys enjoy it. Goes on sale this weekend. Check it out. Well, I can't give you the web address. I'm sure you can figure it out, though. But follow me on Facebook and Twitter for more details. Venosi says, do you use WoW to make movies, or do you PvP or PvE at all? I don't PvP. I used to. So, okay, my World of Warcraft gaming history. Cupid is hit, man. Keep that under your hat, my friend. I probably shouldn't say anything, huh? Anyway, what was I saying? Back in my earlier days, I PvP'd like a maniac to the point where I got the legendary title before they took it away the first time. Back in Vanilla WoW, I played it frequently. But as the expansions came out, I stopped playing quite as frequently to the point where I'm now behind a whole lot. I'm not even level 85 now. What is the level cap now? 90? It's 90, isn't it? Yeah. Greg Hartung says, Legionnaire? Yeah, Legionnaire. Anyway, when I do play, I PvE, but I primarily shoot footage for my videos. Yeah, it is 90. Right, thanks. So I'm level 85. I haven't leveled to 90 yet. Took me about 3 months after Cataclysm was released to level to 85. Took me a year and a half after Burning Crusade was released to level to 60. Was it 60? 70. To level to 70. So, there you go. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the Smoke Ship. For those who don't know, every week we air Scotch and Smoke Rings here at scotchandsmokerings.com, and I pull from my hat one of my special powers. For those of you who are fans of Lord of the Rings, you recognize this power as one exhibited by Gandalf near the beginning of the first film, where he blew a smoke ship from his pipe. I, too, have that power. I create a smoke ship at the end of every episode based on your suggestions. So, let me know what you would like to see, and I will do my very best to create a smoke ship based upon your designs. Laurenicus says, Ox and Cloron Hastings, smoking cigars on a boat made of Scotch barrels, sailing hippie vegan pandas, sailing across a bacon grease sea to attack the island of hippie vegan pandas with exploding gnome robots to gather fur. Every time, my friend, it's always epic. Greg Hartung says, Cloron Hastings captaining a Scoresby Scotch schooner. Nice. Alliteration. On a lagoon of lush liquor. More alliteration. While Ox guzzles down a Guinness with Greg Hartung drinking a bacon daiquiri in the ship's tavern. Wow! Greg, I'm impressed. That was nice. Gouldbreath says, Gavin trying to stand on Ox's stomach as he sails through a sea of bacon on a galleon made of panda pelts as Mr. Evil and Stag discuss the origin of Scotch over a nice panda pizza dinner. My friend Gouldbreath, that is not pitiful. I would not be ashamed. That was a very, very fine smoke ship idea. Not as good as the other two, but very fun nonetheless. Shawarma says, Gavin swinging upon and spitting up as well as Zugzug. So he's swinging upon Zugzug and spitting upon Zugzug, the name of my beard, of course, whilst being lovingly read to by his father from his new novel, while odors of bacon and various fried beer-basted goodies waft upon their nostrils. Wow! I enjoyed the diction in that, Shawarma. Very nicely done. Grimac asks, Ox, I was wondering if you'll answer one last question about my dad's B-Day. It's on Facebook. Sure, let me check out the Facebook comments here. Shyster says, Twitter, Ox. Yeah. The reason for my tiredness is a production I am in. A Nightfall with Edgar Allan Poe. So many shows. Wow, congratulations. I hope the show goes well. I would love to see it. But alas, I am all the way here in Seattle. Sam asks, I was thinking of getting my dad a cigar for his birthday. He has never had one. I was thinking of a Nub, Connecticut. would be a good choice. Do you agree? Yeah, that's a fine cigar. Nub, just in general, tends to be a fine brand. It has the similar properties to this cigar. It's one of those that's supposed to have a really great flavor with every puff. So it'll be a fine cigar. If he's a cigar aficionado, he'll love it. If he's never smoked one before, he'll probably not be able to tell the difference between them. But he should still really enjoy himself. Alright. Mustafa Prime says, Oxhorn, when will you make another video making fun of a singer like Lady Gaga from your previous work? He is referring to my music video called Like the Game, where I totally ripped on Lady Gaga. I might do that fairly shortly. But as Ilikis says, we might want to sum this up. Indeed, it's time for me to blow smoke ship. And they're all so great today, but let's see. You know what? They were all great. Loranicus, yours was amazing, but I'm going to go with Greg Hartung's today just because he had so much alliteration in there, and I just wanted to reward him for his alliteration. And before I do, I'm going to answer one more serious question. El Quitrich Cachulo on Twitch TV says, what's the point of smoking cigars? Serious question. Do they taste well? Yes, smoking cigars is like drinking coffee. It's a good flavor. It gives you a little bit of a buzz, not a bad buzz, but like coffee gives you a little bit of a caffeine buzz, the nicotine gives you a little bit of a nicotine buzz. It's not really strong, depending on the cigar. But that's the point of cigars. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go with Greg Hartung's smoke ship today. So pay close attention. It will disappear quickly, but you will see it all in this smoke that I pour forth. Take a screenshot if you can to save it for posterity. I'm pretty sure that it will be worth money someday. Alright, here we go. Whoa! Whee! Did you see it? I hope you didn't blink, because if you did, you missed it. But for the briefest of moments, there before your very eyes, was Cloran Hastings, the hero of my novel, captaining a Scotch schooner made from Scoresby Scotch on a lagoon of lush liquor, while Oxhorn guzzles down a Guinness with Greg Hartung, drinking a bacon-flavored daiquiri in the ship's tavern. I know, sometimes I amaze myself. But there you go, ladies and gentlemen. We had a fantastic smoke ship for you. I thank you all so much for coming to this week's episode of Scotch and Smokers. Ropez123 says, I didn't see it. Can you do it again? My friend, the smoke ship is a work of art. It takes all of my creative juices to concentrate in my mind and summon forth my Oxhorn powers to create that tapestry of smoke that danced before your eyes. I just don't think I can do it again for another 7 days. It's really only something I have the power and concentration to do once every 7 days. So be sure to tune in next week, same Ox time, same Ox channel, scotchandsmokerings.com, for another epic smoke ship and for more information about my novel. Taylor Guy 08 says, are you a Tauren? Yes, I am indeed a Tauren. Thank you all for coming, ladies and gentlemen. We had a great show today. And as always, we say here on scotchandsmokerings.com, be sure, my friends, to stay classy.